Hello, this is Anton de Waal. To save time this week, I want you to watch this short video in preparation for week 2's tutorial. The topic of this tutorial is differentiation through innovation. But first, some background. Riddlestrail and Nordstorm wrote a great read called Funky Business, in which they discuss how similar everyday business experience is. They say, we are afloat in a sea of sameness. It's high quality sameness, but it's sameness just the same. Now, since they wrote the book, things have changed, and many businesses now differentiate themselves. But still, I think you would agree that many businesses look very similar. They continue to say that to succeed, we have to stop being so damn normal, because in a winner takes all world, normal equals nothing. If you read the book, you'll see that they furthermore say that in order to succeed as a business, just delivering a good product or service is no longer good enough, because there are so many other businesses that look just like yours and they deliver equally good services and products. To attract and win business, you need to really stand out from your competitors, appear to be different in ways that matter to your customers. So in this exercise that follows, we are going to achieve differentiation through innovation, or more specifically, systemic innovation. But first, before we continue, let's look at this picture. Um, who's drawing attention here? Really, it's a silly question, I guess. The guy, obviously, who stands on his head. Now, what's the point here? The point is really all these guys may be equally good in what they do, but it is the one on his head who demands attention because he's doing something really different. We can say that he is differentiating himself from his competitors by standing on his head and dressing differently. But how do we apply this concept in business? Okay, let's start by asking you. Do any of you recognize which city this is? Here you see a little bit more of the city. Any guesses now? Maybe some of you have visited this city in the past and you may guess it, but perhaps not. And of course, if you haven't picked it yet, it's the Eiffel Tower and it's of course Paris. So the point is really, every business has plenty of aspects that look very similar to that of its competitors, and that's fine. Your business needs these factors to make it run effectively. You can't do without them. Just like each major city in the world has many similar looking buildings in its CBD that don't really distinguish the city from another city. But most famous cities have one or more landmarks, such as the Eiffel Tower, that uniquely identifies it. In a similar way, entrepreneurial businesses also have that one or more distinguishing features that make it really stand out and make customers take notice. It can be your market leading product, it can be a superior manufacturing process, an award winning designer on your payroll perhaps, or your outstanding customer service that you provide. Okay, so which brings us to the X factor. All of you know what it means, the X factor. It's that bit of unexplainable magic that somebody has that make them very very successful. Normally we refer to performers. Fortunately, in business, we don't necessarily need an X factor to be successful, but rather we need the wow factor. The wow factor is like the Eiffel Tower in the city that tourists see and they say, wow, this is great, awesome. So if your business is lacking the wow factor, your job, of course, is to create a wow factor, or even better, perhaps a number of small wows. So just reading here from the top, don't just satisfy your customers, delight them, but better still, of course, you must wow them. You should ask yourself, what is the factor that distinguishes you from your competitors, and how big must it be? And of course, if you're an entrepreneurial business, you probably have one or more big wow factors that caused you to start your business in the first place. So, but for this exercise, we're going to assume you've got your big wow. But now here we really want you to create several number of small wows perhaps that collectively may yield a bigger impact than one big wow by itself. Okay, that's debatable. So you are going to use concepts of systemic innovation now to systematically create a number of small wows in your customer experience. So I want you to imagine that you can succeed in getting your customers to say a small wows, say 10 times during a typical sales or service interaction with you. How will they feel when they walk away afterwards? Just great, isn't it? So great that they will be compelled to tell their friends about your business, and that's what we really want. So here we go. So you've seen this before. This is the systemic innovation framework that we talked about. Make sure you understand what each of these areas of innovation represent, because you are going to use that in the following business case. So here's the business case. This is Tom. He's got a restaurant. He's making good food, and he's been successful for a while. But now he's found that the level of customers that he entertains is dropping off. As a result, sales is declining a bit. So he's contacted you and said, please help out. You're an innovation consultant, and you have come up with a solution, right? So first of all, you're going to look at his typical operating procedure and a typical day and how customers come into his business. And once he understands all the steps, and I'll show you in the next slide what they are, he's going to look systemic innovation and then see in which areas can he possibly innovate in his business to create a number of wows. And of course, we're going to add the tool brainstorming to this equation. And hopefully, once we're done with this little process, we're going to come up with a number of wows that are going to have the desired effect. People will walk away and perhaps say, listen, not only will I come back again because of all the fantastic things that happened here tonight or today, but I'm going to tell my friends about it and let them come here and see for themselves. Okay. By the way, some of you may recognize this. This restaurant comes from the comedy Seinfeld, Tom's restaurant in Manhattan. So just to explain what you guys must do, on the left hand side you see this table here. On the left hand side we've broken it down. This is a customer experience, the event sequence, and it happens when somebody picks up the phone and make a call and make the booking, right? And then there's a current procedures or activities that people typically do. That's the standard ones, the standard normal ones that they don't make you stand out. So you take a call, you schedule it in your register, record a telephone number perhaps, right? Then the person arrives later the day or the night. You greet them at the door, show table, provide menus and stuff. And then there's the ordering, serving, etc., etc. And in the end, people leave, they depart. And then after sales activities, what typically happens is just nothing, right? So I want you guys to sit down in your teams and go through each of these events, look at the things they currently do, and see how you can innovate using systemic innovation in each of those areas and come up with value add. Okay, because that's what innovation is, it's value add. Then you also try and categorize what type of innovation category it falls under. So I want you to complete this table, and then we will get some people to come and present and see in what ways have they added value, and if these added values will result in wows for your customer. Okay, good luck.